If you manage and invest your own money in the stock market, you know how hard can be to analyze stocks quickly and confidently. That's why Quant Investing just launched a major upgrade to our company dashboard. It'll make a huge difference as to how you analyze companies. Today, I will give you a quick preview of the dashboard to help you evaluate any stock in minutes using 7 powerful tabs and the over 110 ratios we calculate daily, and a layout that'll help private investors just like you. The company dashboard you open when you click on the name of a company. I selected Apple here. So if you click on Apple, here's the overview tab. You get the name, the industry sector, closing price, daily move is a small icon here, total value of the company, total daily value of shares traded. Just note these numbers are all in thousands. There's a company description. This is our flagship valuation ratio. It uses 4 valuation ratios combined into one to give you an idea of a company's valuation. And you can see Apple is sort of fairly valued on the lower end of not cheap, not expensive. Target weight, that is a portfolio weighting calculated on the last 100 days of volatility. The more volatile a stock is, the smaller the target weight will be. Here's a 5-year price chart just to give you an idea of what the stock has done over the last 5 years. And here is a notes field that you can use yourself. Just click on it. You can add your own note. Here's a bit of formatting that you can add, including hyperlinks. So if you have a hyperlink here, you can just click on it. This is the investor relations website of Apple that I linked there. So you can quickly add your own hyperlinks. And that way, save yourself time. What I usually do is I add my own ideas, or if I read about a fund that's got some sort of view on the company, then I just add it here. That's it for the overview tab. But then if you go to valuation, here's all the valuation ratios we have sorted by where the ratios come from. Here you can see cash flow. There's a mouse over little icon that you can see there. As soon as you mouse over it, tells you how the ratio is calculated. And wherever you see this, it's like a little stopwatch icon. If you mouse over that, it gives you the 10-year valuation of the company for that specific ratio. So you can see that on free cash flow yield, it's very low, which means Apple's probably very expensive compared to the past. In 2016, it was a lot cheaper because it nearly had a cash flow yield of 8%, and now it's only 3%. Here's balance sheet ratios, and here's another one with the historic ones. Here's the price to book for Apple. It's been relatively stable over the past few years, but quite expensive. Here's the investment strategies. Here you can see value composite 1, value composite 2. Here's all the income statement, price to sales, EBITDA yield, PEG ratios, the buyback yield, shareholder yield. And as you can see, there are a few of them. There's also historical numbers available. And here's the dividends. What is the current dividend yield? What has the dividend yield been in the past? So it's quite low. Dividend coverage ratio, see there's a lot of room for it to go up. And here's the growth and the dividend over the past 3, 5, 8, and 10 years. That's the valuation ratio. Now, if you go to momentum, it tells you where in the last 52 weeks the price is currently. Is the 50-day moving average over the 200-day moving average? Here's the adjusted slope. That's a smoothed out ratio for seeing if the calculated momentum follows the stock price closely. Here's the momentum composite indicator. This uses 3, 6, and 9 months momentum as well as volatility. So the lower the volatility, the higher influence on the ratio is, and the higher the 3, 6, and 9 months price momentum is, the higher this value will be. So here you can see it's sort of lukewarm. Here it will be really high momentum, and here's low momentum. Probably the price will be falling. Here you can see the volatility ratios, and here's all the price index values. You can see from 1 month right through to 5 years over here. Again, it's the current price divided by the historical price. So for 3 months, it's the current price divided by the price 3 months ago. And as you can see, the Apple price has been relatively stable over 11, 12 months and also over the past month. That's momentum. So let's go to quality. Here's debt to equity, the leverage ratio. Here's some cash flow ratio, free cash flow to debt, capex. Short selling is only available for the US. So you can see that only 0.6% of Apple shares have been sold short. Here's the financial strength score. It's got 10 different ratios that it is calculated with. As we mouse over, you can see what they all mean. Here you can see the green ones are 1s and the red ones are 0, which it didn't pass. So you can see it's a 7 out of 10, so financially very strong. Here's the Petrovsky F score. 9 and 8 are the highest values. There it's a 6. Sometimes the value is missing. For example, if a company didn't publish its cash flow statement, then we can't calculate one of the ratios. And this one just tells you how many of the ratios are missing. Gross margin score, you can see a very high gross margin, a high quality company. And here is the C score by James Montier. Tells you if the company is cooking its books. And you can see Apple is not cooking its books. It's got 1 and 6 is where it gets critical. Here is more quality ratios, debt to EBIT, return on assets. Here's some cash flow ratios again. Anyway, that's all the quality ratios. Here's the growth ratios. Cash flow growth, free cash flow growth, sales growth 1 and 5 years, EBITDA growth, EBIT growth. And here's the balance sheet. Total asset growth for 1 year and total debt growth. Then if you go to charts, you'll see here is a candlestick chart for 1 year. And if you scroll down, here is a 10-year chart for Apple, and you'll see there's another chart below with these gray vertical lines. If you drag these vertical lines, you can see shorter parts of this chart above. So say, for example, if you only want to see the 2005 chart of Apple, then you can just drag it there and it'll show you what the stock price did in 2005. And lastly, here's the comparison. Here's how Apple compared to all companies in the world. Price to earnings, it's expensive. You can do it by country as well. Then the ratios will change. That's also only for the USA. Or you can do it by industry sector. And now it's compared to all other IT companies. You'll see there's more comparison charts over here. If you have a screen and you click on a company, it'll make the company itself red, and the other companies in the screen will all be shown on these charts here. So you can see where the company is in terms of earnings yield, debt to equity, or 6 months price momentum. And you can change these values. There's a few ones you can use. Anyway, that gives you a quick summary of what the new dashboard looks like. I think it looks a lot better. It's got a lot more ratios, and I'm sure you'll find it very helpful to quickly analyze a company to decide if you want to invest or not. And as always, if you want to go back to the screen, simply click here